So, well, my friends, here we go again. Today I finish all chords because I know over 100 chords in my federal state, and we have played all chords which are playable, 74 chords in 1 year, and that is something what makes me very, very proud, That thing has no one done before, so I have played more chords than anyone else in the history of my federal state here, here are the chords in the federal state, and real content by a real street baller, and it makes me proud because that was really tough, and it's a reason why no one has done it. I have played all the years, in the last 30-40 years there was no one. And the reason is because some are not interested in to play other chords, Some would be interested, but they don't put the work in, For some it is really too hard. They would do it and try it, but it is too hard. Whatever reason, And at the end of the day, I'm the only one. And that makes me proud and real content by a real street baller. Why? Because I have got no money for that, On other channels, they get money for that what they are doing, And by me, you can say, yeah, you have done this only that you earn money. No, I got nothing. Why should I drive routes where I almost passed out, That happens sometimes, almost really tough. For what should I do it? I got nothing for it. And that shows you that I have done it only to the passion of me. And that is the thing. I love different basketballs, to test all basketballs for my own. That was my interest one day, one time in my life, to see all different basketballs. That was my dream, and that I have started. And also to play it on different courts. I also love this because you have to play balls on different surfaces, And we have over 10 surfaces where I play the basketballs, We have unnatural grass. I play on real grass, rubber courts, smooth ones and rough ones. Asphalt courts, smooth one and rough ones. Then we have gravel ground. Then we have concrete. We have tennis carpet courts, Then we have carpet with sand in, little bit different. Cobblestone. You see, over 10 different surfaces where I test the balls because I love it. And so now I have played the 74 chords, all which are available in 1 year. That means you have to play, when you take it to numbers, every 5th day or other chord for the whole year, And I have a category in 3 things from the chords. The city chords, all chords in the city which are playable. Second, the outside chords, and these were the chords where we made all the tours with the bicycle. And the third category are the no-go chords. And these are the chords which I show you today because there we finished the 100. All city chords, all are filmed on the videos. All outside chords are filmed on the videos. These are 74 chords. So we started now by 74 chords which we have done. Then we have 2 chords which we can count on now because these were the 2 chords in the historical city which are normally playable but right now not playable. That was the spectacular chord I was in, but I didn't film when I was in. And then it was closed because they make now the ice skating stage, and so you cannot play anymore. It's number 75, and then the closed court in the historical city where there are no rings anymore and no board, because of the problems. So we have 76 chords right now. Then what I have shown you, the 2 secret military chords, and then we have 78 chords. Now we start by 78 chords, and now we start the no-go chords. These are all chords which you are not allowed to play, which are private, school, youth clubs, whatever. And there you cannot enter in, but such chords exist, and those chords are called the no-go chords. And with those we start. Chord number 79, an original one. You see it? That is the thing. Once I have shown you this chord, 2024, here it is in. This chord is around, I don't know, 1.5 years around this court exists, and it is not allowed, but today I enter in because I want to play one ball there, you know. Now watch, because you have to see that it is really cool. That belongs to a kindergarten, and a nice picture, you see that is really an original from sport team. These are the rings, and with that graffiti built, really cool, you see. Yeah, and they have here those two things, and that is court number 79, the forbidden court, you know, or Schlachthof court, because that area was called the Schlachthof, you know. But I want to play one ball to start this vlog. Wait, one only ball. Wait. That is a dream of me. One dime here. Now. Yes, we have done it. And now I go out, because here you are not allowed to play. You know, that is, you see, that is opened up but damaged. And also here normally this is closed, and then you cannot go out, you know. And there are cameras and all those stuff, company, and that belongs to kindergarten, you know. But today is Sunday, there is no one here, and one ball. Wow, I have done this court, you know. But that don't belong, that I have played also this court, only one ball. So, and now we go in. And now more quick. All courts what I show you, all no-go courts, I drive all what I know. And then at the end of the day you will see we have over 100 courts which I know. So court number 80. So my friends, next court in the line, it is not number 80, because that I cannot count, because there is no ring anymore. But this court, I have two courts which I want to show also. These are no-go courts, and this court, you will know it when you know my videos. That was the place where I started my basketball, street ball thing. It is on the street, you know. I'm a 100% street baller. Even what I know that the name of street ball, you know, the rights has Adidas. I have seen all of that, you know. I'm there since 1991, and I started it on a real street, exactly here. Today there are not many cars because it is Sunday, and all companies, or almost all, are closed here. Company. But you can imagine what is going on under the week. And that was the time back then. And where is the court, the place? There exists no real court or cage or whatever. It was exactly here on the street. And now here we are. Here on this stone, there was the thing. Wait. Now they have also closed this. But here in this building, there was like a street work yacht club, you know, or you could play their games and such things. And here on this stone wall, there was the ring. You see that? On there, with no board, you know, and that is really rough. Watch at that stone, then you see that there was a rusty ring in, and that it was. And here the car, sometimes they parked here, like this car, then we could not play, you know. And here the cars beside of the street, behind. And here we played always, you know, and the ball fell left, right, back, you know. It crashed the car. Then the people were shouting, you know, wow, very cold. You see the smoke is on, -degrees. Yeah, and the people shouted, the ball, you're not allowed, and this and that. The ball crushed the window left, but there was a iron net before of the window. Yeah, and that was the time where we started street ball, in a real street where the cars were driving. You know, little kids, they shouted at us, you know, they made whoop with the cars, or you had to wait that cars were driving, then you could go on and play, and there were players here, you know, and that was a cool time. Now, no cars, but, you know, that I have to tell, because history has not to be lost, you know, always again, but that doesn't count to the number. So now we drive to court 80. Let's do it. So next court in the line, no-go court. Very cold it is here, but I cannot enter in because this is cool. But I was in there because I went school there. One of the many schools where I were, and you see it here, is a real basketball ring and board, and that is completely in the floor, you know. That is not a portable basket, it is really in the floor in, you know. So real basketball ring and board, you know. Exactly there, I will zoom in that you see it. And that is pretty cool, you know. And that is maybe the biggest gymnasium of the whole city. Really big. There are around 1,000 people who go school there. I was 5 years in there. And there left, it goes down. There are all stairs like at a amphitheater, you know. And you can walk on there. And in there is one, if not the biggest indoor hall which we have, and that is the best and most beautiful one what I have seen from all indoor halls, you know, places. And I have seen a lot of places, but you see, this where you come out from the school, there are the classes, and behind, and there is much more, you know. It's very big, and there you could play on asphalt, you know. But there almost no one never played here, you know. But this ring is a long time here, and yeah, that belongs. And I can show you that here. You see in, then you see those stairs what I told you, like amphitheater. I will zoom in and you can imagine the ball can fall down there, you know. Maybe I zoom in a little bit, then you will see that. But from here, you know, it's tough to make. Yeah, here you will see that a bit, and I have to watch to my bicycle. And herein is the biggest indoor hall. These are 3 normal basketball fields, 1, 2, 3, all beside. So 3 brightness, you know, 1 brightness, 2 not brightness, the length and the width. So it is called the width, 1 width, 2, 3. So 3 beside. And the courts are completely under, you know, the gymnastic place. And you can watch from on there. There is a own little tribune and you can watch down. But you don't see it from here. You know, you cannot enter in. You will not see it now from here. It is stupid. Yeah, here you see it a little bit. You see under there. Here you see it. And that is a wall left. You can put it electrical up, and then you have 3 courts. And I have seen a lot of indoor courts, you know. I will say I have seen maybe 80% of all indoor courts in my federal state. Why? Because of table tennis. You know, I was a champion from my city in table tennis. Then we were with my club back then, with the age club, from the age ranking. We were champion of the federal state. We 3 what played in the club, and there we drive all, you know, in the tournaments, and you have seen all the indoor halls outside. And also we were school champion, and when you became school champion of the federal state, then you could drive to the Austrian championships, and there you have seen in other federal states big indoor halls. There was also television who was filming, and you know, here, for example, when I played, they were watching 200 people all from above when I played, you know. So you get a feeling for that. And that is why I've seen all those courts. And now we go on to the next court. So next court in the line, also a school court, private, you can read it. Private ground, not allowed, it is closed, you are not allowed to enter school. And here is also a no-go court, then next in the line. Exactly here you will see it. I will zoom in a little bit. And there I can tell you something. Because I play not on 11 services, because I reminded now, 12 services. Because here you have the rubber blades. These are all blades what we had the English. Which we have only on 1 court at Watergate Court, the 2nd highest court. There we have the same blades like are in there, but I will go from the right side and you see it better. Yeah, and here you cannot enter in, a no-go court. And now we make the round and then you see it better. You see this is the school, yeah, and that is all closed, you know. So we go around. So now we made the round. Now watch, here you see it much better. You see, very small blades, a real ring, not portable, a real ring and board. You have the form on, a net behind, but you have those rubber blades, you know. These are those old rubber blades what we had in the early 90s on the kids' places, you know. Yeah. So here you see it also, this small court, you know, and it's cool. Yeah, nice place, but you cannot enter in, you know, not allowed. And that is the next court. And now we drive to the next school, which is also private. So next court in the line, school court. We enter in, you know. Also this is private. Very cool school building, you know. I have to show you that from the front side, you know, because here I went school. That was the first school, you know, when you are around 6 years old, you know. But on the left side, right were always the bad people and left the normal people, you know. And here is a ring that also exists so long, but you are not allowed to go in. It is closed, you know, private. But I show you also. We had many of those courts at the no-go courts. I made a video, but now we finish it. And here you see it. Also a real ring, but this you see is one of the, like the early 90s, you know. I will zoom in, then you will see that the ring is completely down, you know. But that exists so long, and I was very often in here, you know, but not to play basketball. They had how it is called, with plants, so really nice things in the middle 90s, and there I was in, you know. But now you cannot enter in, you know, it's not possible. But it's also a streetball court, you know. And now we enter in the next school, also a school where I was, and they have real basketball fields, but that you will see. So now we arrived at the next no-go court, school. This building, I was also there for 4 years, you know. 2 different schools are in there. I was on both different schools, and behind is the basketball streetball court, but there they have rebuilt it. Back in the days, you know, in the early 2000s and late 90s, that was a bigger space, and then they have built in there a building, and now they have put the basketball court a little bit more right. There we played baseball, for example, you know, in school baseball. That was really cool. Yeah, and on this place I have played, but now that is the new one in there, a little bit smaller and more right. There I have not played because it is private. You cannot enter in. Only when you go school, you know. Here was the entrance all the time, and here is our streetball court. You know, I've also shown once this, and there you have more rings. You know, it's really cool. Wait, I put my bicycle on there, then I can show you that. So. You see, here is the basketball field, yeah, here. And back then, you see that building behind, from that side, that was not here back then. That building behind, that was all the place to play streetball and all those stuff. But you see it, we go a little bit more right, they have 6 rings, you know, 6 boards, 6 rings. Big place, and with that outside to the mountains, you know, there to play is really a cool thing, you know. I tell you that I was in there, but on that new place I could not play. Wow, my bicycle. You see, it's very beautiful here, the area. Yeah, and from the left side here you see it better, you know, how big this is, you know, from here. Wait, again the bicycle, wait, you have to make it in that way. And you see, when I zoom in, you have left 2 rings, and right there are 2 rings, you know. It's really cool. You have sun in there, shadow, you know. From here I don't know if you see it much, but yeah, that is a cool place, real street ball, but sadly you cannot enter in, you know, no chance. Next court. So my friends, next court in the line, We are almost here. We drive in, and this you have seen once, one of the oldest what we have, you know. I cannot tell you exactly since when this court exists. Maybe the 80s, you know, I don't know, but I know it from the early 90s, 91, 1990 maybe. And I cannot tell you if I was in there, you know, maybe one time with my grandmother, but there, I don't know. Here we are. Watch the beautiful outside, you know, there on is the hidden court, you know. And now, wait, we enter in. I'm staying before. One of the most original, most oldest courts what we have. Absolutely amazing. Wait. Now watch. Here we have it. A real cage, but it is a no-go court because you cannot enter in. I put on my bicycle here, then you see that. Now watch. That is original from back then. Real asphalt. A cage with those nets from back then. And they have a wooden board on, you know, an old wooden board. You see, that is wooden. With the old goals, you see that is very old. You see that from the thing. Yeah, and there, but I was often here as a child. I always wanted to play, that I can remember, but you never were allowed. It was always closed. That I knew. Back then with my grandmother, I always went here. Hey, I want to play there, please let go in. And so maybe one time they opened it up for me, but that I cannot say exactly. I only know that I always wanted to go in one ring, and here is another ring, you know, on the left. Yeah, and that is the place, you know, one middle line. The old asphalt, you see, this is the rougher asphalt. Yeah, from here you will not see it. But these were the original basketball outdoor courts in the late 80s, 90s. So cool, you know, really a cool place. Yeah, but you're not allowed. Why? Because this is an institution, you know, for people who have mental problems or born with health problems, you know. I don't know how this is called, not only mental problems when you are born not as a healthy person, you know, when you are not here anymore and such things. And for that, as a therapy, I think they have this court since then, you know, and here they can a little bit work and such things. Yeah, and that is one of the next no-go courts. And now I have to go home because those schools, those shoes are too cold. I'm freezing, -degrees. You see the smoke? Then I change my shoes and then we drive on to the next no-go courts. So now I've changed my shoes, you know, they are warmer. Was freezing. Now we are at the next court. You may know it, but this is not the court. But that was a no-go court back then, you know it. We have played it the first time this year because one told me, hey, you can play there in summer. When the school is over, you can enter in. I tried this the years always, but not in the summer holidays, always between. And so it was always closed and I thought no-go, no. In summer you can use this court. And here in promenade number 1, but beside there is the no-go court. And that I have shown you also one time. Same school, but there you cannot enter in, and they have a Spalding board, you know, a portable Spalding machine. You see that? Watch at this. Very small, you know, the same floor with those green things and a portable Spalding machine, but that is not long here, you know. That they built really a Spalding thing nowadays, wow, you know, from the 90s. The board and the construction are Spalding. You know, that is really cool, you know. Yeah, and that is also a no-go place because this is all with kindergarten and all those things. Yeah, and here it is not allowed, and here we were in, you know. But Spalding, no-go court, next number. And now we drive on to the next court, and that is really a nice one, but there I will tell you something. So my friends, next court in the line from the no-go courts. Here we are. You may know it, I have shown this court also, but you are not allowed to enter in. it is closed all the time, and that also belongs to a school, you know. They have there their gymnastic room, you see the table tennis in there, but school is a little bit above, you know, and here they have those things. Here is a football field or handball in better words, you know. You see also a big place, a little bit big, but no chance to come in here, you know. You see also there. And this also exists for a long time. I cannot tell you since when, but I don't know, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, I cannot tell you that. But here I wanted to go in very often. I tried it because it's a cool place, or you have enough space. Here is the net, the ball cannot fall that far away, you know. And the space in, you have the rubber material. In summer it is good because here you see those green things on the floor, and that is when there comes not much sun there, and it is really slippery. But a cool board, I don't know if it is loud or not, you know, the metal board, iron net. But yeah, I like it here because I was every Saturday here at the Melkor, now it is Billa, that is Dubai eating, you know. There we were all Saturday, and so I always was parking here and was watching to this court, you know. I tried it often, I can try it now, but it is always closed, and even if it's open you are not allowed because you know that it's cool area, and when you are in there and you are not allowed, you know what there is going on, because it is locked, then they call the police, you know. But I show you, it's always locked. You see, but there was one thing and there I really wanted to go in because I drive a lot of times when I don't film, you know. And when I was often here, this year in summer there was a hole in. Someone cutted a hole in there, and there you could grab it in easily. And now you see that it's completely fresh. And I really thought go in and play a few balls, but then I thought no, because really when there is something, then you get really a problem, you know. Because nowadays they call immediately the police, because they say when something is damaged, I have the fault, you know, the owners or the school teachers, whatever. And so yeah, but that it is the next no-go court what we have, but where I could never play, you know. And now we go to the next one, and that is a very beautiful one. I have shown also this one's no-go, also a school, but you will see. So next no-go court, next number here, school area, you know. And they have a great outside court, and that I have to show you. I have seen this once at the no-go courts, there I also have showed it, you know. 2024 still a no-go court, but I know one who has played there, you know, but you cannot enter in, but very beautiful. So here we are, you have a great view from here, absolutely one of the best views in the city, you know. You see it from here even if you don't play it, but that is really an amazing court. So 1, 2, bam, 3, watch this, that is really nice. Or you see a whole basketball field, one ring, another ring, big board, you know. You have enough space when you jump the rubber, but I don't know if it is a wobble rubber or not, but I think not that much, because here it is long time in there. Beside is the handball or football, you know. And with that view, you know, and a quiet thing, because here you cannot enter in, you have a complete quiet place where no one goes around, you have no dirt in, no other people, you know, only basketballers. But you are not allowed because this is the school area, you know. But sun, a little bit shadow from the tree, you have it all here, you know. And when the ball falls to the right side here, it goes downward, so it cannot roll far, only on the other side. And behind this beach volleyball in summer, you know, and that is really great. Now we drive on to the left side from the wall there. I can show you the other side. Very cool place. So now we made the round, and here is this wall what I showed you, and now watch. That is great, or? Here the basketball field with the school. And you see the out view here, relaxed. And here, wow, Another bee, you have seen it. One time I got stung by a bee here. I don't know what they want from me. Don't want this again. And you see the view to the mountains. So really relaxing place. Very, very beautiful, you know. Amazing. But no-go court. And now we drive to the next no-go court, a very special one. Watch. So next no-go court, and that is a very spectacular one. I am here in the city now, but you will see why. The rooftop court. That is also a school area, and that is on the highest edge of the building, on the rooftop. An open street ball court on the rooftop, but no-go area because of school. Now watch. That is the school area. You know, big school, gymnasium, and from here you see it. You see on there is the cage, and there you see the rings. You know, you go a little bit more far away. From here you see it. I have to go on now. Here you see them, yeah. On there, this is all basketball place. They have 4 rings on there. But to show you that better, I go to the mountains and film from the mountains. Once I have did this, but I do it again, then you see that. So now I'm standing in front of the building. You know that you also see this, because there's not only a school, because maybe you have seen it's not that big, but that is really a big building. There is a gymnasium in, you know, and above on there is this street ball court. But there is also a lot of other things in. There is an own gym in, with 2 etages to train, a fitness gym, and a complete shopping mall, you know, a 3-etage shopping mall where you can buy electronic things, you know, clothes to eat. Then you have a big how it is called, to buy food, you know. You see here is the entry that they have built around 15 years ago. I know the place, how it looked when that was not here. And here, you know, that is very, very big. Here is the gym in. There you see the people running, you know, but I will not film in because this is glass. I see them from here. I don't film people in the faces, you know. It's all gym, but you see from here, all gym. Yeah. And now I go to the mountains a little bit on. I have the other GoPro by me, because there I can zoom in better, as with the Max Lens mod. And then maybe we see it a little bit sharper. Then you see this street ball court, but you can never enter in, you know, no chance in the school, no way to go up and play, you know, but that would be cool. Or maybe not, I don't know, never experienced that. Yeah, you see, here you see how long this building is, you see that? That is really, really big. And on there, the street ball court. But now I go on, then you see it. So my friends, now we are above the city, and now watch. Here we have it. This is the building where we were, the school. And on there you maybe see now the street ball court. I will zoom in now. And you see there are 4 boards, you know. Behind one field is there, and the other field is there, you know. So a big place, and you can imagine what view you must have there when you stand on, you know, or maybe not, I don't know, because you see it goes not until to the edge. So I don't know, but it has to. So next court, no-go court. Little bit briefing, because here to arrive this, you may not see it, but this is one of the steepest streets, you know, what we have here. But you know, you see it goes really upwards, really, really steep. You see that? I don't know if you see that, but that is really, really steep. But here is a no-go court. I have seen this the first time this year, because I was driving, and here normally I don't drive. And then I've seen a ring. It is only a ring in a concrete wall, but it is not allowed, you know. Now watch, this is the place. Here you see the ring, an original one, but you cannot play here, you know. But there you see, there are those wooden things as a backboard, you know. You see them. And here you have the grass with the things, you know, and that is such a thing. And here you have the street, but this belongs to this house, you know. So Also the street maybe is private, not, but the house is private. And so you cannot play, you know, and that's why it's a no-go court. But you see, it's still there. One ball I have to make, like the last time. Wait. One only ball. That is okay. So. Nice. And that with an indoor ball. Now tell me, I get nothing paid, but I do it with an indoor ball because I like it. But you know, normally don't do it because that is stupid. But I played outdoor. And now next no-go court, a very nice one that you have never seen before, but I show you that. So next court in the line, no-go court. But the place exists since I live, you know, but the new place doesn't exist that long, you know. But there is a really cool street ball court in, and you would never imagine. I show you the building first. Here is a street where many people are driving, and here is this building, you know. And that was back in the days when we drove here. They always told me as a little kid, when I'm not brave, I come in here. That was for the bad kids, you know. They made fear to you. Here are the baddest kids on the planet in. That was their imagination. And then when you are not brave, you have to live in here. They give you up and you come never home back. And that was the story. I hated this place, but that was more far out what I remember. And that was a gravel ground football field, you know, when I remember back. But that was in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And then they built this new, and now it is for kids after school. They can come here, you know, and then there is personnel which looks at you where you can eat something and spend your time, you know, here. But it costs something, and then they have built in there this court. And you know, when you drive with the car there, you only see this stone wall, the building from the street. You know, now is Sunday, but normally this street is completely packed full, you know, one of the most traffic streets in the city, you know. And here you see in, and they have a really cool real street ball court in, you know. But almost no one knows it because from here you never imagine that. But when you're staying here, you see that. Here is the court. I will show you then later from the other side, you know, there is the field. That is pretty cool. And so almost no one, only when you walk you will imagine that, otherwise you have no chance, you know. And on there, those buildings, there you can watch under, but this was also not there. They have also built this. I was also by that building, you know. There I have seen this one time. And yeah, it is pretty cool. And you see there is a net to enter in. On the other side is no net, but that I will show you on the other side, you know, I know other space. Yeah, and to play here is really, really cool, I think, you know. But you have no chance to go in, you know, as a private person. No chance, you know. That is the thing. No chance. Yeah, but I show you the other side. So from here you see it now. Watch. Here it is, you know. A very nice place. Here is the for kids, you know, the grass. But here is a real field, you know. And they have a metal board, you know, with a ring. But those open cage metal boards, you know. I go a little bit more in. You see that? It's really a cool place now. You know, to play there would be really, really cool, you know, because there is no one, nothing happens. You can play basketball complete alone. And you see the benches there. These are the old red benches in there to sit beside, so that looks really original. One thing is a net on the right side. On the left side it is open, you know, and that is pretty cool. But you know, you have no chance to go in there private and play, you know. And really this place almost no one knows if you don't live here, because here the street ends, you know, there is nothing anymore. You see, there is only that house and there is nothing. And so you come never here, so you never know it. Only you live up from there, you know, then maybe you see it, but from outside you never check it, you know. When you drive with car, you have no idea that here is a real cool street basketball court in there, you know. I always wanted to play when they build it new, but you have no chance, you know, no chance to go in there, even if it's only this net to jump over, but then bad idea, you know. Yeah. So, and from here now we are both on this building what I showed you, the only building where you can watch out. I know the buildings all, you know, that is why I know all those things. And now watch, here we are at the building with that out view, you know, you can imagine that was the building, this big one, and this is the middle of the building, and here is this street ball court in there. I will zoom in, you know, then you can imagine the place, and that is the house, you know, and all with those playground. And above is a bridge, but not to walk, only to drive. There's an own tram, I don't know how to call it, you know. Yeah, and that is really a cool place. You will never know it when you don't come to that building, or if you go in and watch, you will never see that, you know. Or you have a kid which goes in there, but otherwise no chance. So next street ball court. So next court in the line, a no-go court, but this court does not count because it was a private backyard court. It was around 1993, maybe 1994, around this time we played here. Watch, here we have to enter in, here you came from, bam, and now it goes downwards, and here was the basketball ring. I will show you that. I go to my bicycle and we drive upwards. That was cool. That was a private ring, and I show you that was on this construction we put it in, you know, that is important. But you will see that I have a picture, but not with the ring from back then, you know. Maybe it was 1992, but I think it was around 93, 94, but for sure not later, you know. 93 or 94. Watch now. Here we enter in. Here I've played, you know, so long time ago. And here it was. Exactly here by that garage. You make a round, then you see it. That was basketball, street ball back in the days, you know. That was it. And here it was, you know. It was really cool. Here on it was, yeah. I show you that. Exactly here on was the basketball ring. We were very little and that was very high. Now I can reach to the top, and there we throw, you know, from here the white shots, bam. And it was a portable basket. We put it in the garage and then put it out, and there we played, and that was cool. Yeah, and that was very cool, you know. And here lived I can tell you, a person who always shouted, an old woman, always when you went over those net, you know, always shouted and screamed when we played football here or something. That can happen, you know. That was pretty cool. Now the backyard where we always also were, I show you that, was very nice here. In there lived the friend, and that was the thing, and the left there you come to the basket, you know. That was nice, really. So next court in the line. So next no-go court, I go up from my bicycle, is also an original. I have shown you this once, you know, maybe not many people will have seen this video where I've shown this court, but there I was in, but you are not allowed to play there because it is private. But now it is open. It is a portable ring, and here I was in when I was a child in around 1994, 1993. Here you have it, you see. Here is a portable ring, and the place is, you know, normally is it closed, you know, and here you cannot enter. That is back then it is a religion house, you know. There you went, here I went kindergarten. That is a youth club, but from the religion side, you know what I mean. And they can play here, and here you have this ring, you see, make it once so you see it, really nice. But you know, that is for the kids, that they have some to play here. And in there was also a billiard dish, I think. There we were in, you know, but that was 1994-5 around, you know. Yeah, and that court is still there, that ring, that they can have a little bit fun, but you know, that is not a an own place to play, but still a street ball court, you know. Yeah, here you see better. Once again, this is the back side of the court. Here is the basketball table, ring and board, and here you have a football field, you know. These were the goals from the 80s, you know, 80s, 90s style. There you had bought a goal for your own, you know, for your garden. And this is still this club, you know, the Adi Karlinger house. You know, the Adi Karlinger house. Yeah, house in English the same. And here you see, there is the billiard, what I told you. There is the billiard in, you know. Yeah, but it looked older, they have rebuilt this, you know. Yeah. So, next court in the line, next no-go court. And that is the same thing, because we were only beside of those Youth Club, Religion Club. And here we have the next ring, and there I went kindergarten. Wait, with my bicycle. You have to watch in. Maybe you see it. It is exactly there. There is also a portable ring, you know. But back in the days when I was kindergarten there was nothing there. I show you from there, from that side, you know. But here we played outside. That we did, you know. But that was in the 80s, you know, in the 80s. So you see the place. I show you that. They have rebuilt this house, you know. It is the same building, but they have renewed it all, you know. But the place outside is almost still the same, with this little hill, you know. Here you see the hill on there, you see it, to run up. There we were in the 80s. And on there is the basketball ring, you know, and that is all year there. You know, I will zoom in, then you may see it. There it is a little bit where you go under, and there you can play, you know. Yeah, and that is also a street ball court, but a no-go court, because it is only for the kids, you know. You cannot enter in here, you know. Maybe when you are by that Youth Club, but I'm not a youth, you know. I'm 39, I'm almost 40 now. But yeah, here also an original court which exists for the whole year, you know. But not for the private, but still a street ball court which is here, you know. And here is the church beside, so that all belongs together, you know. Here you see, that is the church. Here we were in a lot of times from the school and such things, yeah. And there is the ring, yeah. And here you go in. Is this a nice church, you know? That, you know, when you go school, you have to make all of this, you know. There you are not asked, do you want it? Not. It is so. It is so. You know, you grow up with that religion, what you get. You know. And here you enter in. I always loved this thing. You have to watch. I always liked sports, and here you had to run up. I always thought, wow, so cool. I want to drive with my roller skates down and up. You know, we had almost no skate park. There was nothing, and that was pretty cool. So next court. So well, my friends, next court in the line, an original one. There you see it, but that is also private. You are not allowed to play here. That is like a youth club, but I wanted to show you that. You hear the kids have a ball here, but this place also exists. So next no-go court, but to the last one I will tell something after this. Now here we are, also private. You cannot enter in. Yes, you can enter in, but then you have to have a therapy. Watch, here we are. I have shown you this place. We have seen this the first time this year, and also a Spalding, you know, Spalding ring board, you know, portable Spalding one, absolutely great. We go on here, you see it better, but the place is private, you know. Watch, you see that? Yeah, very cool, or very, very cool there. But you have to go therapy that you can enter this in, you know. I was walking a few months ago through the city to watch. Sometimes, you know, there exists a board which you will never find. And really, and that day where I was searching, I was walking here, and really I thought that there is a ring. I thought that's unbelievable. And I really had in mind, maybe there comes now a basketball ring, and exactly that it was. That was absolutely unbelievable. But I show you, here they have for training. I mean, I don't know any other place here where they have an outdoor court for therapy that looks more like a real sports place, you know, a real fun park to make sports. That is the building, you know, but you have to make your therapy, and then maybe they say, hey, we play a bit basketball, but you cannot enter in this. And this building, you know, they have rebuilt this. Back in the day there was a big pet shop in for your pets, for the animals, you know. And there I was so often in the 90s. Every week I drove here with my grandmother, you know, to visit Kika. All day shopping, you know. I told you I was all day long in the shopping centers, you know, especially the sports centers. I was really every week, almost every day in sports centers. We drove 4 or 5 hours, and that is why I have seen all the balls, all things what existed, you know. This was a time when internet was not there, and you see sport therapy, and therein it was, you know, therein is now the place. But back then there was also therapy. They had a good name. Also my grandmother, others were there a lot of times because of the knee. Yeah, and that is an original court. But to the other thing, the place where we were now before, that was a bit strange. I could not show you much because there were 2 little kids in, and they were very, very young. And you know, that is a private place also. When you are entering in there as an almost 40-year-old, and they wanted my ball, they ran to me, and they were, you know, other nationality, you know. They were not Austrian. They speak a bit Austrian German. But that is the problem, you know. You enter in as a 40-year-old, and then you play with strange kids, little kids, in a private thing. I mean, that is, to me, that is really strange, you know, because I would have no problem because the kids are friendly. I only wanted to film. I gave them the ball because they asked me, hey, give me the ball if they can have it. And you know, I have the indoor ball, the Baden rival. I have to watch now if we have cuts in, because you have seen they hit it to the wall, you know, because of the ring, the house wall. Yeah, and it is that uncomfortable, because when the parents see that, hey, there is a stranger in, and this place is really so hidden, I would say 98% of all people who live here have never seen this place, you know, because when you don't drive extra there, then the chance is maybe by 1% that you will see that in 10 years, you know. So this place almost no one knows when you have nothing to do there. And so when I enter in, imagine if the families of them see that, hey, there is a stranger 40-year-old with such a band on, comes here and now plays with the kids and on. You know, that looks a little bit strange, and especially from other nationalities, you have to be a bit careful, you know. Well, maybe they don't understand what you say. Hey, I'm filming for YouTube, I need this ring. You know what I mean? And really, really uncomfortable. And so I look that I go out, and yeah, I am always respectful. I ask, hey, please let me play one ball or only one video shot, you know, to film, in better words. Yeah, and that was the thing, you know. But what shall I do? These are the problems, you know. To drive extra there again, you know, that goes so up, you know. You cannot do it. That happens sometimes, and then you have to make the best out of it, and that it was. But you know, I was happy when I was away from that situation, you know. Yeah, and now we go to the next no-go court. So next court in the line, a very special one, the biggest. You may know it in my city, the biggest. This is the biggest place from all what we have, but there are no rings anymore. But the construction is still there. We enter in, and this court exists since I know it, you know. I was in there around 1990, 1991, 1992. There we have played, you know. So I can tell you this for 100%. Now watch. The place where I am still there, but I play there street hockey. You have seen maybe the street hockey videos what we made here. Here there is the biggest house in town, you know, the highest, in better words. Yeah, and that was football field back then. very big place, and here you see the green parts that is all slippery. And here were the basketball rings, you know. One, they have put away the board and the ring, you see. And also on the other side they have put it away, and you see that it's very old. But this court is so much better than the airport court, the new rubber court what they have built at airport. This is so much more straight, you know. The old rubber materials were much better than those new ones which are noise absorption, you know. Yeah, and why have they put it away? I think because they have built a strange court there, the multi-functional thing with skateboarding, and that is why they have this put away, because of the noise for the people here, you know. And they cannot build something here because here under this is parking garage, and when they put this away, here live the most people in the town, you know. The biggest houses are here, then they cannot park and there is no other place. So here, yeah, this is the empty place, but it's so cool, you know. Early 90s court, an original one. I know it exactly. When I was here I played also football, you know. But it was so cool as a little kid, you know, 1990, 91, 92, to shoot a ball in that length, you know. Because when you were not in a club for football, that was also cool here, you know, and the basketball. Very nice. So my friends, now we are at the next no-go court, but this court also does not count in the numbers. Why? Because this court does not exist anymore. We are here at my lovely court from the early 90s, my absolute most lovely court from all, when I can think back what we had, you know. And here we are. Now it is a beach volleyball place. I have shown you this once at the no-go courts, and still a no-go court, but I have to mention that because, you know, people when they are now 20 years, 25 years, they have never heard that here was a basketball court, you know. And now this they have built, you know, here with a trampoline. We also jumped here once, and they built those whole promenade all new. And that is an old people house there, you know. There my dad lived in. I was 5 years in there. That was all not here. That was all grass, you know. It's still grass, but they have rebuilt everything new there, you know. And I lived exactly right, not in that house behind, on that street, you know. I also was growing up here. I told you this once. And there we had two places, and there was more far away one cage with orange floor, and here was a cage with orange floor. And always the second, there were the basketball rings, you know, a left ring and a right ring, and on the other side it was only football, only handball, without rings. What I remember back, I could not come often here, even if I lived here, but alone you were not allowed to come. And I was growing up otherwhere, and there I drove always with my grandmother here when I was 5 years, you know, for example 6 years, and then we could enter in here. And that was really great. That was, I have no picture, you know, that is the problem. Sometimes you have it other in your mind than it really looked, but there exists nothing. I once asked if someone has a picture from that place, boss, write me, send it to me. I would love that, you know, from 1990, 1991, 1992. That was so fantastic, this place. There was a little bit like green things around that you could not watch in, what I can remember back, and the entrance was here, and there was then this cage, and it has to be exactly or almost on that spot where we are right now. And that was, to me, if I could play here nowadays, you know, with that outside, you know, my lovely part of the whole city is here, you know. For most people it was always the most dangerous back then, but to me the most lovely. That would be now great. It is so quiet, even if we have here the most people, the biggest houses of the whole town, but here it is always quiet, you know. I never had a problem here, never ever, you know. That would be great. And now we have this beach volleyball court, and I told once I would not go in because watch how many dirt things are in there. would you go in there barefoot? But I tell you, there are really playing many people, you know, and that it is, you know. But one I can also tell you, if you watch the YouTube style videos, the free running Schlappen were once in here, they made a backflip from here and such things, you know. So next court in the line, next no-go court, you see it from here, you can watch it. There is a ring and a board. It is a not a portable one, it is a really one. But the thing is, there are goals and there you don't play, you know. If it is possible or not, I don't know. Normally you can play here. You see that? When the goals are away, you have an asphalt, but it's absolutely not straight. And here you can enter in, you know. But there is coffee and all those things, you know. It's nice. You see, I can show you from here. You see that? An original one. Really cool. Yeah, but the thing is, here is our back to the roots court, and so you will not enter here when you have the back to the roots court. But I think it is possible. But you know, we play back to the roots court or Dream Court number 2, because that is not far away. When you drive here, you go to Dream Court number 2 and to relax on the back to the roots court. So now I met the man to this no-go court who makes all here, you know, and he told me, yes, you can enter in. But the thing is, it is a cool court when the goals are not here. But the thing is, you have not seen it, but there is a cafe in, you know, like a restaurant cafe that is all to the village, that is village, you know. And you come not here as a stranger to enter in their space, you know. 1-2 times, okay, but normally you let the village be the village. The other thing is those outside courts, this is another thing, you know. So club-like villages, you know, that is why I call it a little no-go, because the official free court is the back to the roots court, you know. So we go on. So my friends, now comes the last court. But you will wonder why the number is not 100. But I will say you why. We will drive downwards now. And that is a really, really cool track, you know. I don't know what there was, but it looks like a bobsled or an old train station. Wait, I go to my bicycle. So watch now. That is really an original, like a tram or a train has driven back then there, you see. Looks original, but I have never experienced what there was, you know. Really cool. And there right is the place. There is a basket, but there is no ring anymore, you know. The ring is away and they have an own football field here. Wait, I have to watch. The doggy comes. So, hello.
Hello.
So here we are, watch now. There it is. Wait, I have to go from my bicycle that you see the place. Wait. 1, 2, 3. So watch at this place, very big. I have never shown you this place. And there is the basketball ring. You have the board, you see, but no ring anymore, you know. A big place, and there they have this ice skating, you know, that like curling. I don't know in English. We had this also in our village. They have a few tracks here. And the thing is, here, that is almost my city, you know, at the end of my city. And you almost never come here, because that is a place the cars are driving another route. And here in the last part, normally, from when you are from my city, you will never come here, you know. And they have here a football field, but now there are many people in, you know. That is Sunday, you know. But this is not a grass football field, like a basketball cage, but only for football, you know. And they have a nice park there with a little lake, you know, all to relax, you know. But on Sunday here is not the best day to go. The best days to go are under the week, because then here is no one. But on the other things there you could not film when you go under the week. But I will show you a bit. I have to watch, because here are those stones. Wait. We drive downwards. then you will see that, because we can make a round here. Wait, goes downwards. So here you see it. It's a very nice park, you know, with the lake. You see, very relaxing. And left is the football field, but there are now all players in. You see it at my background now when you watch. But you know, you cannot film the people. Here you get really problems. You see, here are the animals in. It's really a relaxing place, you know. You can come here. There are kids also here, because there is a kids place, old people, normal people to relax, you know. Yeah, and they have there their sport thing, but no basket anymore. And now we come to the street, and I tell you, but the 100, what is going on? That is the question, you know. The thing is, so we make it here in the sun. We have not done the 100 now, but there comes the but. I told you 3 categories. We have the city courts, all filmed. Then we had the outside courts, which are playable, all filmed, you know, all what I know. Maybe there exists a place in there, you know, but I don't know. All courts what I know. And then the no-go courts. And the no-go courts were those courts which are not playable, what we have done now. And here comes the thing. There exists another no-go courts, which we have played, which we have not played, which we have filmed. And one I can show you that was in the historical old city. And there we had 2 courts which were not playable. The spectacular court and the closed court, you know. You see them now? Now watch. Here you see it. That it is, the small court, you know. You can watch in now. Rubber. Really cool made with lines. Really a nice place, you know. That was how they built it in the 90s. And also here, watch, here you see it better. Yeah, so we have 2 more courts, and then the hidden military courts. You know, they are also not playable. They are in my city. You know, not allowed. The secret hidden military courts, you know. And then there are the outside courts, but the outside courts, you know. My federal state is much bigger than the outside where we were, but that is so far away that I cannot reach it by bicycle in one day, you know. You will not come back. That is almost, you know, impossible when you want to play ball also. And there I know much more than 10 courts, you know. There I know much more than 10 courts. For example, where we were at Ötzi court, you know, it's the last court, the most far away court from all. And when you go from there much more far away, an hour bicycle, you know, 2 hours to drive back, and there I was really on the limit. Then there you have a lot of more courts. I know them, but with bicycle no chance. Also on the other side of the mountains there are also a few courts. One, there exists an hotel. When you check in the hotel, you have a private basketball court in there, you know, outside court, small but very nice. There are cage courts, there are also on that side of the mountains. Then you have an original playground court, you know, that is but so far away. And I have to cut in because we have another court on video that is a kindergarten, what I think, that was in the other area of the mountains, not in the historical city. You can watch also this court, but a private one. It is, I think, kindergarten. Watch this, but it looks so nice. And here is the ring. You see it? There on those wooden thing, there hangs the ring. But boy, when you are a kid, that would be a dream place, you know, to play there. Yeah, and I also know, for example, in Italy, so when the route to Italy, there was back in the days another court which belonged to a school, you know, a school cage court, and that court does not exist anymore. This is a bit before Brennero court, you know, the last before Italy, before Madame court, and before Brennero court there was this, but they have like such a big building, they have all put away. They built something completely new, and also a village before, also almost in Italy, there they have also an outside court, but that is also cool, you know, but that I have not filmed, you know. And yeah, there are many more. You see the area, and now here it comes. I'm on the bridge, and under us is the basketball court. 1, 2, bam, watch at this, you know. But that is cool area, you know. So I know much more than 10 courts, and then we have more than 100 courts, you know. There you see, I know over 100 courts, and we have played, for example, last year, what makes me proud, all city courts I played in one day, and I drove all by bicycle with the city bike, the bike which is around 22 kilo. 22 kilo around, you know. And you know, there are people me on the street, and there I drove all city courts in one day. 7-8 hours it took me. That was brutal, by over 30 degrees. That was one of the toughest videos. And the other thing what makes me proud this year, you know, all 74 courts, all city courts and all outside courts which are possible with bicycle, all I have played, you know, and we have seen on video. And that was really a thing which I thought maybe it is not possible, you know. Maybe it's not, because it's really tough. Because, you know, when you do that so long, 8 hours on a bicycle, next day 7, and on and on and on some days, you can get hurt, you know. I had the knee problem because of the click pedals, you know. Because when you have no normal pedals, then you always go in this direction with the feet, and then you have to drive by pain, you know. You can only do that in summer, a little bit in autumn, a little bit in spring, but in winter you have no chance for that court so far away, you know. And that makes me really proud, because no other one has done this until today, you know. I'm the only one who has done this in my federal state. I know more courts and I've played more courts than anyone else, you know. And you know, that is the reason why no one has done it, you know. But I have done this all for me, you know. I would have done the same without the camera, because I have this goal, and now I can say this, you know, and I can no one take away when people will talk and this, you know. But at the end of the day, I am the guy who has the experience of all those courts which no other one has, you know. And we have played the balls because that is important. I test balls, that is my main thing. And to test balls outside on street ball courts means you have always different services, you know. And you know, we have played it on 12 different services overall, you know. And that is important, because there you see how the ball works. Yeah, and that was a really long journey. You have seen all of this at the celebration at Madame Court, the last court, the before Brennerau Court. There you have seen my celebration, what I told. And that makes me really proud, because that was really a big goal. And to achieve that is really a cool thing, you know. Yeah, and that is real content by real street baller, you know. I don't have to fake things, you know. All what I have done there, I got nothing, not 1 cent. For what shall I do this, you know? I could have if it goes only for videos, I would have gone to the next court by my home and played there all the time. But this is my passion, where you see I want those courts because I love different courts and I love the different balls. I got nothing, all for the passion, you know, and I shared my feelings to you out there. And now the goal is the 100 balls, you know. I have now around 70 balls, but I want the 100. But was not possible because of the money. But we will do this. The 100 courts and the 100 balls, you know. That was great. I hope you liked it. You see us. Until then, bye and ciao.